Brian in Mascoutah, I have no idea how to pronounce that, Illinois. How's that? See more better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. I barely know how to pronounce that, but call me Mo Better, because I may be seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. When I cut the Zeiss Light D digital freeform progressive lenses with the Photo Fusion Gray and the Zeiss DuraVision Blue Protect anti-glare coating for the Oakley 5140 tie bar. This is the semi-rimless version, color 02, which is the satin core 10 and the 54 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging as Oakley sends it to me. Now, Oakley makes a full metal tie bar. Of course, your hard shell case, they give you a little pattern and the string and all that. Of course, you're gonna keep all of that. That's just replacement one should you ever need it. And this is of course, it comes with a cleaning cloth / carrying bag in case you don't want to carry around your hard case. You can put your glasses in that and carry that around. But it comes with, 2 plastic sleeves on the temples to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. This is what's known as semi-rimless, half rimless. There's a metal frame at the top, nothing at the bottom. And they make a full metal version, of which I will no longer be doing. If anyone wants the tie bar, I will only be doing the semi-rimless version, model number 5140. I believe the original one was 5138, the full metal. But it has, instead of a string holding it in, it has a little piece of metal. And I think it just does some, you hear the term metal fatigue with airplanes. I think there's just some plastic fatigue around the lenses, around the edges. I think I'm setting myself up for failure for future things, and I want everything to stay perfect. So this is what I'll be doing. I've never 86'd a frame before, using a restaurant term to saying I'm out of it, but sorry, can't help you. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and begin. I'm going to take out one of your demo lenses. By the way, this is a titanium frame all the way around. Very well done. It's made in a few colors. It's called the tie bar because what's really nice, this, just like on my pen, if I were to hold it the same way, it has a little clip, so if you stick it on your pocket, it will grab on the inside of the pocket from when you have the temple like that. So this will stick on the outside of the temple, that will be on the inside, just like the opposite of a pen. The pen's in my pocket, this will go the other way around and clip that way. You get the picture. And of course, this is the tie bar. Where's my flashlight? The tie bar 0.5. Again, it is model number 8140, color 02, the satin core 10 and the 54 eye size. And I need to begin by putting 2 dots on your lenses using this graph, this chart. I'm going to put 2 dots there. 1, 5. I mathed wrong again. Okay, so if you guys miss any of that, let me recap. You know I have to sneak it in somewhere. I'm going to take out the original demo lens. Put your frame down. Got all these dots on there. Okay, those are the 2 dots I need. I need this tool this time. Normally you see me trace the entire frame, but now when I take the lens out, there's no frame to trace, just that string. So I need this tool. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. The reason why I put those 2 dots on there's a line on the back side of this. I'm going to line up those 2 dots against a white background. It's really hard to see black dots against a black background. So against a white background, I will line those 2 dots up. Press down. Program the shape into my computer, 2628. Your secret agent 2628. But the reason why I do that is that years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can pull up the shape on the computer and cut them, have them sent right to your home, and you will have the tool that's in this bag to insert them, that white strip. Now it's going to ask me the bridge width, which is 16. Just like the other ones, the little stylus is going to pop up, but this time it's only going to trace the right side of the frame. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine, authentic Oakley frame that I offer, and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account, you can get reimbursed for your out-of-network insurance benefits and full reimbursement on health savings account flex dollars. Sorry, I just scratched my head there. where the camera was at. So I can do any prescription. I can do single vision. I can do the invisible bifocal like I'm doing now. I should also back up and say I am an authorized Oakley dealer. I have yet to have the frames and prices on my website, just a technical glitch. We're getting through that. But if there's any frame that you want, you can do what Brian did. Go to the contact me page of the website. Let me know what model number, size, color, frame you want, and I'll check on price and availability. If you really want to be nice, you can upload a picture of your prescription, tell me your PD, your pupillary distance, and what lenses you want, and I can get you an exact price and time frame until the website is built. So I'm going to move on to the next screen. I need to enter your pupillary distance, which is 33 for the right eye. And we're there because the computer starts at 32.5, so I only had to tap the plus button once. It goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. Now it starts at 18. I'm going to go 3 above to 21. Change the layout screen, that orange crosshair, from a single vision lens to progressive lens. I'm going to take the lens out of your packet. Everything comes marked by Zeiss. I've got the 3 dots on there. In fact, the nice thing about Zeiss is they document. Your right eye prescription plus 50 minus 1 1/4 at 96. Plus 50 minus 1 1/4 at 96. The bifocal strength at the top, this is your right lens. It says the Zeiss Progressive Light D18, which is just the fitting corridor. 1.59, which is the refractive index for polycarbonate. And the Photo Fusion Gray. This BP stands for Blue Protect Anti-Glare. Same thing on your left lens. Plus 1/4 minus 1 at 63. Plus 1/4 minus 1 at 63. Your bifocal strength, your lens information, the anti-glare information. And if that's not enough, you get an 8x11 printout. So the next time you go to the doctor and they just casually ask what you're wearing, hand them this piece of paper. It tells you, again, the Zeiss Progressive Light D. This, again, it says it right there, 1.59 Photo Fusion Gray, the same thing that's at the top of your lens pack. Your prescription power, bifocal strength, left lens power, left lens bifocal strength, PD, right eye, PD, left eye, the seg height, although I'm changing that to 21, doing the executive decision. We're going to go 21 on that. And it's just when I order the lenses, that's where they are. Oh, and another thing, the base curve of your lenses that are on there. Of course, I match them, have them do that to match the curvature of your lens, which I'm getting right at 4, and I ordered a base curve of 4 so it matches your frame. I am a licensed optician with over 21 years experience. I've personally cut tens of thousands of pair of glasses, all of them made here in the United States, handcrafted by this guy with the 2 thumbs, and I document all of that. The digital freeform progressives have compensated prescriptions for distance and for reading. All of that is on there. Your doctor will know what that means. Same for the reading. Even has the laser engravings that you will find in the lens. If you hold them up to the light, every progressive lens have little laser engravings. That's why there's a dot there over that. The strength of the progressive, the brand, all of that. Zeiss documents all of that. That's a nice thing from Zeiss. So, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I'll use two double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got them here. The black side is the sticky side. We're going to stick that onto the first one. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. That silver button on the back is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. Get everything laid out perfectly. And going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with. I ain't right either. Of course, they come with these little stickers on the lens. If you happen to be using older equipment, which I do not have, these lenses do not slip. There's a sticker on there. These new high-end anti-glare coatings have a hydrophobic coating on there, which can sometimes slip against these, but my machine, which we'll get to, has a calibrated chuck, and it knows the power, it knows the strength at which it must come together to clamp down. The older machines have a tendency to slip. This one don't. In my early videos I would have had to use some stickers, but I don't have to anymore, so I discard those. you can disregard everything what I said up until the discard. Make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Oh, you know what? I got to do the pupillary distance for the left eye, which is 30.5. That's why it was close to the edge. 30.5, same optical center height. Let me make sure that everything is large enough to fit. Glad I caught that. I'm glad I was looking at the lens. Now there's a lot more room. It's not nearly at the edge. And don't call me Shirley. Alright, we're going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. The white zone is for loading and unloading of passengers only. Alright, little reference to the movie Airplane there. So, let's wake up the computer. Job ID number 2628. 2628, or as I like to call it, installment 2628 of making a pair of glasses for everyone here in America. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that. Now, this is what tells me the groove. When you only trace one lens, it automatically goes to the semi-rimless where there's a groove cut into the lens. I could go completely flat if this were a drill mount, or the V-shaped bevel you see me do 90% of the time for metal and plastic frames, so we're going to stick with that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it allows glare to come in, and you have anti-glare coating on the front and back surface of the lens, so why would you let it in the sides? Huh? Brian, tell me, why would you? I'm not going to ship these until you answer me. So, alright, I'm going to press the sticker on there firmly. Place the, now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, just because, you know, I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. But let's do one more thing. Let's show you the tool that will actually be doing the grooving and clean off the optical sawdust. This is what comes from the safety bevel when I'm doing it. And go ahead and toss that. But this blade is what's going to cut the groove into the lens. This is what applies the safety bevel to the front or the back surface of the lens. Hit the back button. I could have cleaned this door since I knew company was coming over. But this is the cutting wheel that's going to grind away your lens material. This wheel puts the V-shaped bevel, this side of the wheel I should say, does the V-shaped bevel on the lens, but this time it's just going to go on this surface to do it flat. Ooh, you can try and sneak that in there. Now I will be putting a safety bevel on the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I do that on all semi-rimless frames so it's nice and smooth on both sides. So now I can place the magnet into the chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. Hit the green start button, the door closes. The lens will be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as this go around tracing the shape of the right lens first, and then measuring the thickness at all points to know where to place the bevel. Well, really where to cut the groove so it goes in there firmly. Give it a little extra start button. The cutting wheel starts up. There will be water spraying in the background. It's there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. And it's actually quite hot. That's why the water is there to stop the back of the machine from melting. Of course, they could put a steel plate in there, I suppose. But water does spray onto plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses while they are cutting. But as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, and they cut dry. Water will spray onto the lens, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away the last of the optical debris, the optical sawdust. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable, which is a very strong point for when you're in a semi-rimless frame. They have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. You have sunglass level UV protection even while the lenses are clear. Now, in addition, the nice thing about Zeiss, they have partnered with the American Cancer Society because they offer the most complete UV protection of any brand of lenses out there. They go up to 400 nanometers. Everyone else goes up to 380 nanometers. Those are the wavelengths of light that it protects. Here's something new. A particle of light is just that. It is a particle and a wave. Nothing else on this planet Does that. Of course, it doesn't come from this planet. It comes from the center of our solar system that gives us life. The sun. So, these also have the Photofusion Gray, which offers 30 to 40% blue light protection. If that's not enough, Brian got the Blue Protect Anti-Glare on top of that. Now, again, as I mentioned, these are impact resistant. It's the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones, and they're Oakleys to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. So now it's getting the groove cut into the lens. The groove is in the heart. Don't worry, I won't quit my day job. The groove is in the lens. I'm feeling much better than last Friday. I had to put my cat down during a video. I was rather emotional. I was verklempt. But I'm feeling better. The first 48 hours, I'm man enough to tell you I was in a very dark place, and I don't know what happened after 48 hours. Life goes on. It's for the living. And time heals all wounds. Time may be a great healer, but it is a lousy beautician. Just look at my wife of all these years. No, I didn't say that, honey. You misheard. You misheard me. That was just, someone hacked the video. I would never say that about you. So the groove has gone around. Now it's going to drop back onto the right side of the bevel wheel to flatten everything out from the grooving department. Now, one thing you may have noticed earlier is I had to hit the start button twice when it was measuring the thickness of the lens. It tells me that the lens was too thin to put either a safety bevel on the front or the back. We'll find out in just a moment. So I will manually do it. I push the envelope to get the lenses as lightweight as possible and as comfortable. So let's see who gets the safety bevel. Alright, let's get one on the front of the lens. Although it's thick enough to get a bevel on both, I think the machine just acts up after a while. It starts to get a little finicky. It's showing its age. Look, it's getting it on both sides. See, I don't know what all the fuss was about. I think it's just somewhat of the electronics when anytime I do a semi-rimless. So here's something else unique. You saw me trace this. It only traces the right lens, so it asks for the bridge width, because when it does 2, it knows that automatically. The next frame I trace, even if it was a full metal or plastic like this one, it would still ask me the bridge width. Come on, SLR guys, work out the software kinks. Dry everything off. Check the bevel all the way around. You know what? I can still add another one. Let's do that. Actually, let's start cutting the left and we'll do that. Flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I'm calling it the Brian. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The left lens is going to be traced just like the right hand one. First, going around tracing the shape, make sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's doing that. Then measuring the thickness to know where to cut the groove. Let's see if it gives me the extra beep, and it does. It's giving me a red highlight on the front. So let's just pop this block off. No matter what tradesman it is, they all know their tools, every craftsman. So I'm going to manually, in all my earlier videos, when you saw me use not the Essilor edger but a Santinelli, I had to put a safety bevel. This is just like the cutting wheel in there. I'm going to go around and place a safety bevel on the back and now the front of the lens, just to reinforce it in even more. I'm going to use my thumbnail, go around, get all the optical sawdust off your lens, drop it into the trash can, and there's some stuff on the inside that I can't get to, so I'm going to use this. Where's my toothbrush? Here it is. Don't worry, this has never been in my mouth. I just won't tell you what it has been in. It's been in this cup till it fell over and landed on the side. You know, they sell a tool for this, but I like using a toothbrush. I'm a cheap guy. My favorite optical tool is a thumbtack. You'd be surprised. A lot of times I would go through here, get that out, do it for other things, lining up screws in the temples when doing repairs. But as I was just alluding to, every tradesman, every craftsman knows his tools and what they prefer to use. And hey, sometimes a thumbtack and a toothbrush work just great. So, in the future, should you ever need new lenses, this little white strap that's in here, I've got my own. You hear that line, you have to have the right tool for that job. Rarely is that tool a 5-cent piece of plastic folded in half. So I'm going to line up the lens into the frame. The reason why it's folded in half, I'm going to grab the string with one side, grab the other side. I start at the outside corner, and when you go towards the nasal part of the lens, it snaps right in. I put this finger on top, slide that out. Now with my fingerprints all over it, I've lost my black dot, so I'm going to come back down here, use the laser engravings, this one over here, which happens to be that one, and just for fun, let's use this layout chart. Where's my cap? And let's line it up, make sure that one is the same as my big official one from Zeiss. I like this one better. Was I just saying that all tradesmen, all craftsmen know their tools, and this is the tool I like to use? And summarize, let me recap. How many jokes for how many years? How many times can I tell that bad joke? Turn the axis wheel to 96. What I'm doing is called final inspection. I'm going to put it in over that black dot. Read the power. I'm getting plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1 in the black numerals. You see the plus sign? The red numerals have a minus sign. You need 2 steps of far-sided correction. You need 5 steps, 1 1/4 diopters of astigmatism correction. So I'm going to test that now. And we end up at minus 75 in the red, 1 tick mark away from 1. If you had 50 cents and you owed $1.25, you would be 75 cents in the red. That's where we're at now. Your left eye, you only need 1 step of magnification to see far away, but you still have another full diopter, and we will end up again at minus 0.75. Now, uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. So you have a spherical curve this way, which is the plus 50 for the right eye. An astigmatic curve, which is the astigmatism. By the way, there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. Everyone freaks out when they hear that word, but it's just like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. You don't freak out when you hear that. Unless they were just bald yesterday. Then you'd be like, raise one eyebrow. Be staring at them like The Rock. So it's how you line those 2 curves up. Spherical this way on the X meridian. The Y meridian is your astigmatism correction. Is how we line up all that. And we're going to do that to the 96th meridian. A straight line is, where's my pen? A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. For the right eye, we're going to turn that fine tune knob to 96. For the left eye, we're going to turn it to 63. Now this frame, the Oakley 5140 tie bar, sells for $300. And you do get 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses, but Brian needs the Zeiss Light D Digital Freeform Progressive, which is $149.99, the Photo Fusion Gray $99.99, and the Zeiss Blue Protect Anti-Glare another $99.99 for a total of $649.97. Tax free. The reason why I point that out now, a lot of people on the internet are having to charge tax. I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, and there is no tax collected on medical devices, so I will be tax free. Now, let me go back here and do the safety bevel again. It's windy outside. Windy. It's only fitting. It is Wednesday, April 29th, 305. Yes, that's the area code for Miami, which this ain't. Clean all this off. Grab the toothbrush. And if this is dry and you're getting some friction, just spit on the toothbrush and then... No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Brian, you know I'm kidding, right? Right? Alright, don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Get all out of there. Get all out of there. You're just going to act that way, are you? Okay. Alright, you know, hey. Alright, so, where'd your frame go? Oh, it's down here. Alright, let's take out the left lens. Now, what you don't realize, you have you have a single string here, you have a double string known as a figure 8 liner. This is a circle. Put two together, and you have a figure 8 liner. You have a metal groove cut into the frame, just like your lens, and you take that figure 8 liner, and you slide it in there. That's what keeps it in the groove in the top. I always start there, get it lined up in that first groove, grab the string, pull it around, and you hear the snap, you're in there, slide the strap out, throw mine back up there, you get to keep all of yours. So the dot is still there. I'm come down here to the lensometer, spin the axis wheel to 63. I'm going to inspect every handcrafted pair of lenses made here in America before they are shipped. Plus a quarter, one tick mark going away from 0 into the positive, the black numbers. Think of it as a business. A plus is in the black. When you're out of money, you're in the red. Minus 75, one tick mark away from 1. Start with a quarter, take $1 away from that, you're at minus 75. Now your bifocal strength is called 125. That is called the add, because it means in addition to what's on top. So if you needed, you add these two numbers together. If you needed reading glasses for your right eye, you would use a 175 for your left, plus a quarter to 1 quarter makes 150. Now you can make do with a 150 or 175. It really doesn't matter. You're that close. A lot of people are different. Now the only problem with over-the-counter reading glasses is they don't correct for your astigmatism correction or take into account your pupillary distance, which I will now measure. But that's why you can read for short periods of time, 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15, but if you're going to read for hours on end, 6s and 8s or the letters P and F will start to blur because it doesn't correct for your astigmatism, the fine-tune knob. I'm going to place the PD stick against my thumb. First, your PD for your right eye, 33, for your left, 30.5, for a total of 63.5. Optical center height of 21. Place the PD stick against my thumb. We get to the left lens, we're getting 63.5. For the optical center height, usually I tell people don't look at the bottom of the lens, look at the middle of the thickest part of the frame. However, there is no frame, so we are going to do 21 millimeters. In the frame, it's actually, this is to the end of the lens that's exposed. When it's in a frame like this, you don't see the end or the tip of the edge of the lens. So that's why we're going to the middle of the frame. 21 millimeters, that is cut perfectly. Man, the kit is good. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned there's free shipping anywhere in the US. And Masokuta, as I was always taught to say it, is in the US, in Illinois, and so, or is it maize? Is the Indian word maize? Mask like corn? Alright, I'll shut up. But yeah, it's always free shipping anywhere in the US and its territories. And give this a good cleaning. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no different. I'm part of that statistic. But because so many people are, 99% have another statistic. 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now I've got the Oakley Pilot temples on too. Normally when I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter like these Ray-Bans that I use. These do wobble on the counter because my right ear is lower than my left. Or is my left ear higher than my right? I can never remember. All right, again, another bad joke. But, all right, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Flip them over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. That neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge. If one was tighter or one was looser, I would tighten the looser one. I would loosen the tighter one until they're both matching. You know, the other nice thing about these, they have the titanium nose pads. One of the very few Oakley frames that does that, but this frame is all titanium. Now this is what your lenses look like before they have been activated. I'm expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. Now as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for photochromic transition lenses to darken, a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now Brian and everyone else watching, this is important. All photochromic transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple of weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshields will absorb the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken. Also, they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I'd like to remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. We always work much better when it cools off. Now, as you can see, as it's lightening up, as I keep talking, so let me stall y'all. Go to, do me a favor, like this video, give me the thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon so you'll get notifications of future frame and lens combinations as they become available. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. If you have any questions, like I mentioned, if you want an Oakley frame or anything else, go to the Contact Me page of the website. And you can also leave a question or comment in the comment section below. But Brian, and I have to say it again, Maskuteo. Okay, now I'm just making stuff up. But thank you for the purchase of the Oakley 5140 tie bar, size 54, color 010, the satin Corten with your Zeiss Light D digital freeform progressive lens with Photo Fusion Gray and Zeiss Blue Protect Anti-Glare. I almost forgot. Somebody said they wanted to see my Photo Fusion Blue in my Oakley, so let me turn these dark. Now there is a Photo Fusion Extra Gray only, not blue, not green, not brown, that will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. It also get darker in hotter weather, but they just don't have all the colors yet. So that is what the blue looks like. I will have to make sure they watch this video to see what, of course I'm wearing the Oakley 8149 Pitchman R Carbon, color 03, the polished clear, with the Photo Fusion Blue and the Zeiss Blue Protect Anti-Glare, which has a purplish hue to it. So that's the gray now that's almost clear. By the way, I send out a selfie request. Brian, I would love to have your picture. In fact, 2 selfies, one with you indoors with them clear, one outside showing them where they're dark. I also send out cleaning instructions for not only your frame and lenses, but for your Oakley case, the cleaning cloth, the premium microfiber cloth that I provide, your Zeiss cleaning cloth, all of that, so it too will last you for years. So Brian's are back to almost clear while mine are playing catch up. But that's it. Let me put these back on so I can turn my camera off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your purchase. And now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.